and I'm gonna miss another shot. Excuse me for that. It happens.
Fail
But
is
now,
strong.
I know, the fail's strong. Alright, I want to get Dopper, but he's blocking, so I'm just gonna put out max TPM.
Well, this one I think is getting aggressive around the end. It might be only after you pick... Oh, there we go.
Now, I missed the part where Jack takes a bunch of damage. I missed that whole bit.
I think he just got turret penned a couple times.
I was just diving in for the kill. Didn't really mind the damage because I thought we were, already had the guaranteed win, so.
No, I think when I rammed Savage, I actually threw a shot. Poor guy. So that was it. That was final match, and that was it. We won. So that is the end of Skirmish 4, and that is what everyone gets to see, and you can watch this later in recordings. So, I guess, in review, what would you guys say you thought of this whole skirmish? Like, how was it, everything?
Honestly, I'd say it was a lot of fun. I really like the 3v3 format. I would probably like a 5v5 format, as opposed to a pub match option, kind of like a tank company. But just strictly speaking for the skirmish, I enjoyed it. It was a pleasure playing with Rukill and Jack. Obviously, we did not play flawlessly. It would have been nice to be able to say that. Wasn't the case, and those errors were shown beautifully here on the live screen. That said, I think we played really well, and we're the best team in the tournament, so glad to see us take it home.
Yeah, it was fun to play with you, Jack, Millard. I haven't played with you guys in a tournament before. This is the first time for me with you guys. I keep jumping around recently from team to team, and it was a lot of fun, so thanks for having me, by the way.
Definitely.
Yeah, so, I guess I'll take this moment because we're at the end of pretty much any content we can put out and say, are there any questions anyone in the live stream wants to ask right now to us in the group that we can answer? Because it's not like we can think of everything that we would want to say and advice to give or points to make that someone else that someone else wouldn't want to know. So, streamers' questions. Do we have a bromance going? Millard, Jack?
I would say we are tight battle buddies.
Battle buddies. I would definitely call us battle buddies. And I am our battle bunny. Just look at me.
Yeah, it was a pretty comfortable group.
Yeah, it was really comfortable.
We rolled really well.
And I think that's what definitely made it, because I've been with teams before that, we didn't get along well together. Like, some people were really aggressive and angry, and I didn't go well with that. And, what do you guys think of the USA medium tanks up to high tier? I'm gonna say, what did we think of medium tanks in this tier 7, about their application, their use, and everything in this tournament? Were they strong enough, do you think? Like that T20 we saw in the final match, do you think it was actually the right tank to bring?
It was interesting the first time they used it because we weren't really used to fighting against a competent medium on an enemy team, so we got flanked and spanked real bad. But after that first match, them having the medium just cost them the game twice because, even with our not perfect T29 game, we still rolled them because we were able to focus them down, and they had one guy who didn't have the armor to bounce anything or the hit points to actually take any damage.
Because the T29, while it does have a good fire rate, does have better alpha than a T20. T20 fires and does 100, what was it?
240.
240? I don't think he ever got rolls quite that high, though.
Something interesting is that the T20 actually has lower DPM than a 29. I believe the T20 hits around 1563, whereas the T29 is much closer to 1800. So normally you think of a medium tank as being a DPM monster. In this case, I liked the T20 for like that initial look, to catch us off guard, to think they did successfully. But after that, it was just a pretty simple matter of reacting and saying, okay, we're going to push the 2 line and deny them that T20 in the field. And 3 T29s versus 2 is, pretty straightforward fight. So. Good
Yeah.
idea. Don't think it really worked out for him.
And then even
No.
when they did take the T20 and put it with the group, they weren't able to match DPM. So, and also the health. The T20 had less health, so what happened is our DPM was able to take them down, and then we even had a health buffer, which widened the gap there. So,
And that's why they removed it from their lineup and just ran 3 T29s towards the end.
Which did they
Yeah.
actually? They won one of those
Yeah,
matches.
they won
with,
one more once they did that.
Yeah, they won the first one,
Yeah.
and then we won the last one.
So all in all, medium is hard to do, I think, more than one match, because what happens is a smart team will be able to react well. Although T20 did do a good job. He did play very well. It just wasn't quite enough. It didn't give him. It wasn't advantageous enough to the point where they were to roll over us a second time or third time with the T20. Yeah, and if it does flank too hard, then we get to push into them. I guess I'll say, is there any other questions? Anyone else want to ask anything or have any nice? Oh, in-game mods, settings. Do you guys have any special mods that you think gave you a particular advantage or allowed you to be more comfortable playing a T29?
Jimbo's crosshair mod, because everything was green to start with. Besides that, no. I use a zoom out mod, but in this tournament I actually didn't really have a use for it. Found it useful in cities, but nah. Jimbo's crosshair was nice. That's about it.
Jack?
Yeah, the only thing that would really help for this tournament was Jimbo's. Other than that, I run a ton of mods, and I've got my PC specs down at minimum because for some reason my processor hates the game. But other than that...
I run Jimbo's as well, and I run Zoom Out, but I also run White Death, because if you didn't notice in the replays, you saw the dead tanks were white, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like that because whenever I see an
Really good
enemy,
mod.
yeah, because it helps to just... It helps me to see when there's a living tank and when there's a dead tank, and I think that it really helps to point out that, or make that contrast more easy to see. So, yeah, that's the mods, really. Exactly Wazoo. Didn't hit a dead tank, waste my shot.
Have they come out with a new version for the Chinese tanks for that? The white dead tank?
No, I've been having Chinese tanks that look normal color.
Yeah, I haven't found it yet, so...
Alright, so I think that wraps us up for this skirmish and review. So thank you anyone who came in and watched. Thank you for your questions, and you'll be able to watch this replay later in